He clearly has the power of a swordsman. He just needs to raise his hand slightly. You can command millions of flying swords. Now he has to personally give a knife to a naked human emperor who is just having fun. I learned that the man in green shirt wanted to lend the knife to me on credit. Not only did the emperor not invite him to have fun with him, then he was ordered to be shot in the hall. It turns out that the man is a credit card holder. Legend has it that in times of trouble and calamity, knife creditors will appear. The strength of every credit card holder. In the eyes of mortals, he can be called a fairy in heaven, but they never use force to interfere with the secular world. I will only look for the right person in troubled times to borrow the knife here. Finally, you will be told a lesson. When the content of the message is fulfilled, you will come to pick up the knife. The credit knife guard is deep in the mountains. Although there are not many disciples in the mountain, the building inside the gate is grand and majestic, and the fairy sound is faint. Now the world is about to be in chaos. The man in green shirt returned to the sect to get the knife, walking around the world alone. The man soon came to the giant blade. There are precious knives and swords suspended in the sky above the giant blade. The man in green shirt puts the sword box on his back and stands in front of him. Pinch the magic formula in your hand. He shouted, "Sword is coming!" Countless swords flew into the sword painting, which was about the size of a human. Just the moment the man closed the sword case, a flying knife comes quietly. This is not to attack him, but his good master asked him to help deliver a knife. Is Xiaotang Dao going down the mountain to buy knives on credit? But as a standard filial disciple, I don't intend to take on this mission. Give this killing knife to the king on credit. Its master, please keep your mission to yourself. The old man looked at his great filial disciple. Can't help laughing. My teacher has decided to give this task to you. Before the man could run out of the hall, the swordsman suddenly opened his back. After a moment of silence, he couldn't help but curse. Stinky old man. Forcibly leaving one's tasks to others. It's against the rules. The old man said, I am the owner of the door. I don't think I have. At last, the man in green shirt quickly walked out of the hall with a dark face. The old man behind him cheered him up. The main palace is filled with wine and sex, and is extremely extravagant. Men in the pool enjoy various beauties' costumes. I was just about to take out Barrett and discuss shooting skills with the beauty. He was interrupted by the sudden appearance of the figure. The man in the pool is Tang Dao, the one who borrows the knife on credit. Don't wait for the emperor to speak. The old eunuch had already ordered dozens of bows and crossbows to be escorted and fired. I want to pretend Tang Dao she is like a hornet's net. After Tang Dao blocked the rain of arrows, he didn't have time to speak. The other side replaced it with small artillery pieces. Now the man knew why the smelly old man didn't come by himself. I found that no one fired the gun. Tang Dao quickly explained that he just wanted to give His Majesty a killing knife for self-defense. Unexpectedly, these words completely angered the man. Could it be that the whole world is the land of kings? Everything in the world belongs to him. Do you need credit for just a knife? Looking at the artillery fire coming in unison, Xiao Tang now sighed helplessly. Opening the sword case, the sword danced wildly in his hand, projectiles flying all over the sky. But none could penetrate his defenses. Anyone who is struck by a long sword will turn into molten iron. This scene scared everyone so much that they could only launch the Italian cannon. No matter how high the skill is, they don't believe it can shoot higher than a cannonball. In an instant, a fire lotus bloomed in the palace. The fire lotus dissipates. Thick smoke billowed, and a figure slowly walked out. I told you, I'm not an assassin, I'm a knife dealer. Looking at the people who still want to shoot, this behavior completely angered Tang Dao. It's really troublesome. You'd better go see Duke Show. After saying that, the long sword in his hand stood in front of him and emitted purple mist. No one who comes into contact purple mist will be spared. Fell to the ground one after another. Then Tang Dao slowly came to the man in the pool. Stand the swordsman in front of you. Start chanting Dharma Judgment Pangusu. Chaos is broken. Queen Noah takes the throne. Jiani. Peeking into the secrets of heaven, Shan Li credited the door to gather his sword skills. The 13th generation disciple of the Credit Dao sect, Tang Dao. Respect the order of Grand Duke and Grand Master. Shooting the killer whale to the prince of the Ming dynasty, Luo Jindianyan. As soon as he finished speaking, the killing knife flew past the man and cut his arm, right quickly while suspended in the air. Yinglong fell into a pool of wine and meat black scale martial arts smoke gold. Xuanpu Yunwuyang Renansheng 5th-level people transform into reverse. 5th-level human system transformed into reverse scale. Guixin's multi-cigarette rent scales awaken Xuanwei's dream and red scales appease frustrated people. Xian sprays Jiwei red acid to soothe disturbed scales and wakes up Xuanwei's dream red scales to soothe frustrated. Wang Phosphorus works as Yenshi behind the scenes. Xianlin dominates white gold. Xianlin dominates white gold, coveting for beauty and laying the foundation for disaster. Qinglin took away Yinglong's muscles and bones. Chalado Hengyan City covets beauty and manages the root of evil. Qinglin takes away Yinglong's muscles and coveting for beauty and laying the foundation for disaster. Qinglin took away Yinglong's muscles and bones. Noisy, century-old palace. Doves occupy the magpie's nest. Everything is empty. This is actually a very vicious article. Smelly old man. And Man Tang Dao said depressedly. It seems like we are really going to be involved in this world. But as the leader of a country, how can he accept such words? Bold rebel, dark rabbit test. After saying that, he raised his sword and struck it with Tang Dao. Tang Dao's eyes were cold, and when his words came true, he secretly said, "I'll come back to collect the knife fee." The words fell from his body and turned into purple mist, completely disappear in this luxurious wine. Only the roaring voice of the king is left.